Hi, I'm Kristen Bell. Carvana makes car buying easy. Isn't that right, hun? Dax? Dax?
Sorry, did you know about this 7-day money-back guarantee?
A week to evaluate seat comfiness, you say?
A week of terrain tests? Yeah, I can test the brake pad resistance at variable speeds.
Make sure all the kids' stuff fits nicely.
Make sure our stuff fits nicely.
Oh,
Right. Still need to buy the car. Getting ahead of ourselves here.
Buy your car with Carvana today.
I used so much ketchup once at a restaurant that a stranger walked up to me and goes, "That's a lot of ketchup." Do you know how much ketchup you got to use? That guy doesn't want to get involved, you know? But he sees it. So, his wife's like, "Let it go." He's like, "I think I got to say something." I don't think he knows that no one's using that much ketchup. Our family, we just eat a lot of fast food. Our family text thread, my dad texted, he was like, "I found a way to get a Big Mac cheaper." And he said, "You can order a double cheeseburger and ask for Big Mac sauce." So he goes, "It's cheaper." And they get rid of that third bun, so it's Atkins. That's how you do it. That third bun is the one that you're like, "I don't know if I need the third bun."
Your morning blitz begins now.
Welcome to your Wednesday. Cold start to the day. In fact, I think right now we're below freezing. It's 27, 28 out right now?
Yeah. Yes.
It's going to warm up slightly, but all in all, a cooler week than we have. We are going to see a high of about close to 50, but it won't be here until about 3, 4 p.m., and we could see some late-night showers into the overnight hours as well.
Hey, we need more rain.
Yeah, that's exactly what we need is more rain. It's a big day this morning because, as we've mentioned on multiple occasions, as we continue this progression of Blitz mornings, we are now 10 weeks in, and, every day is about reaching a new milestone. We just do what we can to come together, to try new things, and to build what we have. And we've taken a big leap forward.
Oh, no.
Because, as a woman, Kelly, maybe you've experienced this a time or two. When you become close with someone, it is a scientific fact. It is known that sometimes women who get close will sync up.
Okay.
When it comes to
that's true.
When it comes to,
Yeah,
that
your
time of the month, your
cycles
monthly cycle.
Oh, the menses.
The menses, yeah.
Oh my God.
Like you have a coworker for a long time.
Don't ever say that again, please. Go on.
What's wrong with the menses?
Oh, stop.
The monthly evacuation notice? Like, what do you want to call it? Well, sitting here, not even 5 minutes ago, right before the show began, I had a borborygmus. You know what that is? A borborygmus? That is the scientific name for a stomach grumble.
Oh,
when you hear that noise. And mine, it was going up an elevator. Like all of a sudden I hear, and I verbally said, "Oh my God!" And Thick and I were in the studio together. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, that was me." I said, "What?" I said, "No, that was me." Our stomachs growled at the exact same time.
Oh, you're right. It's a milestone.
We are in sync.
You are in sync.
I couldn't believe it.
With your man menses.
Yeah, we got the man menses. We need to put food in our belly. Men need to eat.
Oh, my gosh.
Are in sync. Our stomachs just became a boy band. We're in sync. Good to go. It's going to be a great day.
That was hilarious, man.
And it is going to be a great day. A lot to do, lots to talk about. Let's begin with the Blitz Morning Trivia. Thick, what you got?
All right. $25 to waterbeds and stuff. If you're the first one, text in the correct answer at 99700. Monday Night Raw, WWE Monday Night Raw. CM Punk came out and had a little help from a comedian. Every time we get close to WrestleMania, they like to bring in the big stars. You'll get NFL players, actors will be part of WrestleMania. So looks like this comedian's going to be part of WrestleMania too, and made his debut with CM Punk Monday night. Who was the comedian? Be the first one to tell us at 99700, and we will give you that Waterbeds and Stuff gift card.
All right, the answer for Blitz Morning Trivia, Thick, is what?
All right, on Monday Night Raw this week, WWE Monday Night Raw, CM Punk came out, and with him, he had a comedian, and we asked who was that comedian, and it was Bert Kreischer.
Okay.
Yeah, Bert came out with him. Of course, no shirt. Big old belly hanging out. You know how
Obviously.
Bert is, of course. And once CM Punk was in the ring, he was going against two guys, Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. He dropped both of them with whatever his signature move is. And then Bert comes in, and they get back up, and Bert literally chokehold slams both of them.
So Bert's going to do something at
he's
WrestleMania.
He'll be like CM Punk's enforcer at WrestleMania. Then he was backstage hanging out with everybody. There's a bunch of video online, but Bert's just hysterical.
I mean, if there's any comedian to get involved with wrestling, I guess Bert would be the one.
He
seems like the wrestling fan type for sure. He's built like a wrestler.
He definitely
too.
And he doesn't mind, doing it without a shirt on.
Yeah.
So, Josh Holt from Columbus was the first one to text in the correct answer, and he's got $25 to water beds and stuff.
Why are we playing Cult of Personality?
Oh, that's CM Punk's theme song. He comes out to this.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I thought they usually use like some sort of like instrumental or...
Some do.
Okay.
Yeah, it varies, but he actually uses the actual song, so that was all.
Yesterday, towards the end of the show, we were talking about social contracts and how social contracts are a thing. Kind of these unwritten rules that most of us have accepted in society is a thing. Okay. Rules that we follow.
Yeah.
And someone just asked, what are some of the social rules that should kind of be thrown out or we stop doing? And it's kind of an interesting list. Like, the first one is the no double texting rule. Some people think it's too much to send multiple texts in a row. I disagree. Even if maybe you think of something you forgot to add in the first text.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to send a conversation one sentence at a time, that's different.
Oh, I hate that.
Or if you're trying to get a hold of someone who isn't getting back with you and you send like 70 texts in a 3-hour period, that's not.
Yeah, you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But if you type out a couple sentences and you're like, oh, I forgot to add this.
Yeah.
Or you add one more sentence, I don't think that's a big deal.
I mean, it's bad enough we can't communicate in person anymore. Now we can only send one text.
Right, yeah.
Although, regarding texting, I will say that if you're on iMessage, if you have an Apple phone, if you see the 3 bubbles pop up, let them text first before you text something back. Like, if I'm texting you,
right.
You know I'm texting you, so don't send me additional texts.
Because then you got to go back and respond to the other text.
That. Like, I'm responding
else.
to the thing you just said, so
and
don't give me any more information.
By the way, you get that now crossing over. They've now made it where, like, if you're getting a text from a Samsung phone, you still get the 3 dots now.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
3 dots always now.
There have been multiple times where I'm watching those 3 dots for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And then they stop. And I get nothing.
Yeah.
And that is happen. Annoying. It's like, okay, you saw it, you were thinking about it, and then nothing.
Well, here's what happens sometimes. Because it's happening. Because if you accidentally hit the space bar or something, it acts like you're texting the person back, but you've only just accidentally hit the space bar.
The phone is in motion, or the text is in motion.
But you're not texting anything.
Out. Yeah. Other rules that some people think you should get rid of: respect your elders. Some of the nastiest people I've met are over 70. Someone says, "Good job, you survived to be a dinosaur, but respect is earned, not given."
It's a point to that.
Yeah, I agree. Expecting people working in the food industry to always be happy. It's an exhausting, thankless job. So sometimes, and I get it, but I think we're kind of in the same boat. Like, we kind of live by the rule that, we're real. We are who we are. And sometimes we can get a little frustrated, but we're not really allowed to have a bad day. That's kind of our job, is to be entertaining and make people laugh. So we try and leave our stuff at the door to come in and do our job. And there are some jobs like that, like the food service industry. I don't want an angry server coming up unless I'm at Ed DeBevick's, what's it called? Ed DeBevick's?
Right.
Or Dick's Last Resort, where they're supposed to be angry at you.
Right. Okay.
Other social rules that we should probably get rid of. It should be acceptable to respectfully decline gifts. Why do I have to pretend to like something, take it home, and save it for a re-gift later?
Amen.
Disagree. Yes, we should keep that in polite society.
Okay.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than actually trying to do something nice for somebody and they reject it right to your face.
So they say,
it
thanks.
feels so bad. It's like you don't even acknowledge that there was an attempt made to make you happy. Like, I'm doing something that I feel like, hey, I've got something for you. Here, I brought you some cookies. Oh, they don't have enough chocolate chips. Something like that.
Okay.
It's like they crap on your gift, and it makes the person feel bad for even trying. In polite society, you say, thank you, they look delicious.
It's exactly what I said. It's exactly what I said. I had a simple question. The simple question was, can you not afford chocolate chips? That's all I wanted to know. 99.7 The Blitz.
Your rock station, 99.7 The Blitz.
God.
Again, so we're supposed to lie and pretend and make up.
These are delicious.
It's like, did you like this meal? Oh, yeah, it was awesome. So we're going to make it again, even though I hated it.
Well, I mean, it's that. Coming up next, you're not so breaking news. A couple of either scantily clad or completely naked men making up our not so breaking news. We'll get to that in 6 minutes. 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Oh, it's all about the naked men this morning.
What website are you on?
First story coming out of Kentucky. WYMT had reports of police responding to a naked man walking down the highway. Multiple calls into 911 said, hey, you may want to head on over, check this out, because there's a man with his dingle and berries just heading down the highway. When they found him, the officers asked what he was up to, and he said, I'm going to get some pants. Well, good idea there, sir. Yeah,
that sounds like a real excuse.
Yeah, that is a probably your number one priority should be going to get some pants. He obviously appeared to be under the influence of something, became disorderly, repeatedly kicking the door of the patrol car. He was ID'd as James K. King, and he was charged with indecent exposure, public intoxication, and disorderly conduct. And not too many people surprised he actually had 6 outstanding warrants for things like public intoxication, criminal trespassing, and possession of drug paraphernalia.
I have tried drugs.
Although, if you're naked, where are you storing your drug paraphernalia?
That's a good question.
That's all I want to know.
That's what is it? The prison wallet?
Prison wallet. Yep, absolutely. This next story is a WTF. What the Florida? This is why I shared with you yesterday, sometimes on a Sunday fun day, if we're out and about, Nora and I will swing by an Applebee's to get like the triple dipper appetizer and a couple bevies and just sit and people watch, because Applebee's is a great place to people watch, which is why I wish I was in Clearwater, Florida when this happened. A drunk man wearing a pink wig, fake breasts, and a pink thong was arrested Friday evening, causing a disturbance at the Applebee's. Man, I wish I was there for that one.
I'd buy that guy a drink. He sounds like a fun time.
Sounds like a good time. Yep. Daniel Cirillo, 49, of Clearwater, Florida, was intoxicated. He was unable to provide for his own safety and well-being, says the police report, as he was seen stumbling around the Applebee's parking lot in Clearwater, Florida. Extremely disoriented, entered a vehicle that did not belong to him. Now, I've done that before.
Whoops, so have I.
Yeah, but were you wearing a pink thong and wig?
I was not, no.
How do you end up in that
Only my
attire?
fake breasts,
What?
but not the pink wig or the thong. But no, I have walked out of the grocery store with like just a single bag, needed to grab something.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I didn't get shot or tased, because this poor woman, I sat down right in the driver's seat. She just went ballistic. And
wow.
I was like, I am so sorry. Exact same car, 2 spots over.
Yep.
And
I've done that.
Did she understand when she...
Yeah, I mean, it took a second, but we did get a laugh out of it, and I was like, I am just so sorry.
I never got in. I got so far as open the door, and I looked in, I'm like, oh, this isn't my car.
No one was in the car, though?
Yeah, nobody was in the car, thank goodness.
I did that once, but the car was locked, thankfully, so I pulled on it, and I was like, what the... And I was
trying to open
I've done that.
Well, I've
and
done
then
that,
looked,
too.
and I was like, no. Anyways, yes, he was arrested and spent the night in jail, freed from custody Saturday afternoon after pleading guilty for misdemeanor charges, ordered to pay $570 in fine and court costs. I mean, for $570, that sounds like a good night.
Yeah, it does.
I might pay that for a night out at Applebee's and a pink thong and a wig and fake breasts. Might be worth it.
I just got scammed out of $575, and you know what? I got nothing for it. This guy
Right.
had a good night.
Although if I spend $570 at Applebee's, I might end up in a wig, thong, and fake breasts.
Right.
Do not so breaking news, 99.7 The Blitz. Hey, if you're looking for a reason to celebrate today, it is gin and tonic day. Sit down with a little bevy.
That's one of the bevies I had one too many of once, and have never had another since.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I could see that being bad.
It was during a Rick Springfield concert. No kidding, in the 90s.
that checks out.
Yeah.
I can totally see that. There was a time about, I don't know, maybe not 10 years ago or so, 8 years ago, when I went through a rough breakup. And that's when I hit the gym really hard, and I was like, oh, I'm going to show her, blah, blah, blah. And so I was like cutting out, because I drink Captain Morgan, which is about the worst thing you can drink. Spice, nothing but sugar.
Okay.
You know?
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yeah. Spice rum, nothing but sugar. And so gin and tonic is one of those drinks that they say, okay, if you're working out and you want to have a drink. So I switched to it for a little bit, and I was like, I can't do it. I can't.
It just wasn't the right.
It was not for me.
Gin is, yeah.
Yeah. But because it's Gin and Tonic Day, someone decided to ask an interesting question. Did gin blossoms, we all know the gin blossoms, of course. That late 90s rock. Yeah. Did gin blossoms and this band, Tonic, ever go on tour together? We all know Tonic, of course. Because if they did, you would easily have the Gin and Tonic tour.
Right.
I mean, without a doubt. So it got me thinking, what two bands should go on tour together just based on name alone? I came up with this one. The first one being Styx, of course.
Oh, yes.
If you send Styx out on tour.
Yes.
Which would be great.
Come sail away with me.
You guys.
You guys.
Should go on tour with these guys.
100%. That is a great call.
I mean, who doesn't want to go see the Sticks and Stones tour?
I love it.
So one that did happen was the Rat Poison tour. Rat and Poison were on
yeah. Yeah, okay.
That happened.
What bands should go on tour together just based off of name alone? Styx could also go out with another band, a psychedelic band, because then you could have the Fish Sticks tour.
Oh, I love that. Fish Sticks. That's good.
Fish.
That's good.
Can you think of one, Kelly? Couple bands you want to go see together?
All right. How about this one? This might be a stretch. Corn, Black Eyed Peas, and Cake.
Oh,
Yeah.
Get a little bit of a meal there.
No, that absolutely would work out. I don't see anything wrong with that. Although I would probably do like Corn and the Cranberries.
Okay.
That might work.
Corn and Cranberries.
Yeah.
All right.
Send
How
those
about
with them.
Poison and the Cure?
Okay.
That's a great one.
That's good. I can't take credit for it. I saw it online.
Ah.
But
Still
that's a good
one,
one, isn't it?
Boy, that's a
Absolutely.
weird mix, though. Very weird mix. The Cure and Poison.
Yeah, I mean, musically.
Yeah.
But for the name,
Right.
you called the Remedy tour or Before and After
Yeah,
tour.
I like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think you should get Jack White and Jack Black to tour together.
Oh, yes.
There you go.
Be a good one.
How about
You got
Guns
one
N'
there?
Roses?
Uh-huh.
All right. And we'll put them with the Bullet Boys.
Yeah, yep.
We have the Guns and Bullets
Yep.
tour.
That absolutely would work.
If we could raise the dead, I would say, how about Prince opening for Queen?
Oh, yes.
I like that.
Prince opening for Queen would be great.
Then Kings of Leon.
Kings of Leon in there.
There you go.
And then the opening act would be Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yes. I love it.
You have the whole court right out there. Let's see. This could be a good one. The Red Hot Chili Peppers and the Flaming Lips.
Ooh, that's great.
That would be a really
That's
good tour
a
together.
really good one.
Trying to think of what other bands.
Somebody said Garbage and Nickelback.
That's a really good one.
Wow.
Yep. Let's see. You could get Hole in a Perfect Circle to go out together.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
that
that's
one
good.
would fit. Yep.
Okay.
Trying to think of who else.
How about like the Black Keys, the Black Eyed Peas, Black Crows, Black Sabbath?
That would be
Keep it
a
all
good
black
one.
tour?
Absolutely.
Something like that.
Oh, you know what? Thought of something. If I'm going to put the corn and cranberries on tour together, the headliner is going to be Meatloaf.
Okay, that's great. Can we please end with cake? That's all I ask.
No, the cake does the encore.
Okay, all right,
Absolutely.
great.
That works out 100%. If you've got one, 800-821-9970. You can, of course, shoot us a text as well, 99700. It's 997 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
The Ohio Department of Health is now confirming 15 measles cases in Knox County. The Knox County Health Department says those who are infected have been isolated. Their symptoms are being monitored. The death toll in the Dominican Republic nightclub roof collapse was 98 by last night. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah. I was actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I was just warming up my breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't even know why it crossed my mind. But I started thinking about death all of a sudden because of this story. And I was like, you just never know.
No.
You don't.
I mean, you're out for a night on the town with your friends. You're at a nightclub, getting your drink on, getting your dance on, and the roof collapses, and it's game over.
They think there might be hundreds of people trapped inside.
I know there were a couple former Major League Baseball players.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
2 former Major League Baseball players dead. The singer, the person who was performing, they believe that person's dead as well.
Oh.
But it was at the Jet Set nightclub in the Dominican Republic. Pretty wild, yeah. So yesterday, we talked about the retrial of Karen Reed, the Massachusetts woman charged with second-degree murder in the 2022 death of her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Just quickly, the two had been out drinking with friends. That night, it was the night of January 28th, 2022. Boston was getting ready to be slammed by a big snowstorm. So they close down the bars. They go to another officer's house. They were invited there to keep the party going. Karen Reed never got out of her SUV. John did get out of the SUV. She says went into the house and never came back to get her, let her know it was cool to come in. So she stalks empty. She leaves, tears out of there. He's found dead like 5 hours later in the snow in the front yard of this house. Prosecution claims Karen was angry. She backed into him with her SUV. The defense says that's absolutely not true. He was killed by someone inside the house and dragged outside to die. She's already been tried for this once. It was a hung jury. And they are now seating a jury for the trial again. They've got 12 jurors. They need 16. Difficult time seating a jury when you've got a docuseries out on Max about this entire case, right? So that's sort of hard. Yesterday I told you, mistakenly, and it was told to me by multiple texters. Thank you so much. Nurse Jen, Connor, Matt, Jessica, Mary, everybody saying, hey, listen, that's not what happened. I told you that Karen Reed, the one on trial, Googled how long to die in the cold. It wasn't her. It was a woman inside the home where the party was happening.
That makes it even stranger.
It gives reasonable doubt, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
This person Googled how long, well, she misspelled how and put H-O-S. How's long to die in the cold. Google that 2 times.
That's sus.
It is wild, guys. And I would say that although I'm only 2 episodes into this docuseries, it's called A Body in the Snow, The Trial of Karen Reed. I think she might have done it. However, if I'm sitting on a jury, I'd never convict her because of those texts happening from inside the house.
From inside
first
the
of all,
house? That's
the
so
woman was
strange.
at the party. She had gone home. Her name's Jennifer something. Jennifer McCabe. She leaves the party at 1:30, texts how long to die in the cold at 2:30, and then is calling other people who were at that party in those overnight hours. Then texts again how long to die in the cold.
But I thought she was in the house when she did it.
No, she was in the house during the party. She leaves the party at 1:30 with her husband, and then an hour later.
So what, she saw a body in the snow and was like, I wonder how long it's going to take them to die.
Yeah. Or she was there when they beat the guy half to death and drug him outside.
But what about the dent in the car of the girlfriend?
Okay, there was a tail light cracked. A cracked tail light or a broken tail light. And the fact that Karen Reed, probably still with alcohol in her system, 5 a.m., goes with two girlfriends. One of them is the one who texted that how long died Nicole. Gets to the scene and it's like, did I hit him? I hit him. I hit him. Did I hit him? 5 hours later, she was asking, did she hit him with her car? I don't get it, dude. But I'm telling you, it is a great documentary. It is a crazy story, and we're getting ready to see this case and this trial happen again.
Well, if you love yourself a little murder mystery documentary, this is the one to check out.
It's a good one, and then we can all watch the second trial together. And she's trying to claim double jeopardy. She appealed it all the way up to the Supreme Court, so we'll see what happens. And meantime, they have 4 more jurors to seat in the case.
All right.
Those are your 3 things.
It's the Morning Blitz with Goose, Kelly, and Thick.
Time is gone. It's the time. Time after time. Good time.
Yeah, let's play a little time warp. We've got tickets for All Out War Motorsports going down September 13th at the historic Crew Stadium. We're talking all kinds of really cool stuff. Ultimate car show, drift competition, including imports, muscle cars, lifted trucks, classics. It's going to be an absolute blast. So if you're into cars, this is the place to be. We've got a pair of tickets to win right now. 800-821-9970. We're going to play Time Warp. It's very simple. Thick has worked very hard to scour the World Wide Web to find clips from TV shows, movies, commercials, music, all kinds of stuff. And he has compiled 3 of them in a row. And here's the deal. All of them come from 1 year. So we're going to listen to the clips and figure out what year. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Andrew.
Andrew. All right, Andrew, you are going to play the Time Warp with Kelly and I. Thick has got the montage ready to go. All of these things in this montage came from the same year. Our job is to guess the year. I should say your job is to guess the year. Get it correct? We're going to hook you up with tickets for All Out War Motorsports. Thick, are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, let's go.
Bring out the Gimp. I think the Gimp's sleeping. Well, I guess you just have to go wake him up now, won't you?
Pivot! Pivot! Okay, I don't think it's going to pivot anymore. You think?
Remember, the TV show will be the year it started.
Okay. All right, Andrew, you heard the clips. It's your choice. Do you want to go first, or do you want to go after Kelly and I?
Oh, shoot. After Callie and you.
All right. Kelly, since you, well, no, you know what? You beat my ass yesterday. I'm going to go first. Here's the deal. I did recognize all of those clips, very formidable years of my life. Used to blast that Bush album as loud as humanly possible. Obviously, we all know the TV show Friends.
Pivot.
And, of course, Pulp Fiction, one of Quentin Tarantino's greatest movies, but not his first, because his first was Reservoir Dogs.
Which was also great.
It was good. But I do know that was right at the end of my high school years, beginning of my college years, so was it 95 or 96? I'm going to go 95.
All right. Well, as you see, that's the exact year I wrote down, only because I know for sure Friends was in the 90s. So do I go 96 or 94? I will say 94. I'm going to say 94 only because I think Friends started earlier than 96.
Okay. All right. Andrew, you've heard the clues? You heard our guesses? Do you have a guess as to what year all those clips took place?
Shoot. I know all 3 of them, but I have no idea. I'm going to guess. So 90, I'm going to say 96.
Okay,
all
so
right.
we got 94, 95, 96, all very close together. Thick, what you got for us?
You guys were all right there, but nailing it. Kelly Quinn, 1994.
Oh, come on!
Hey, I just price it righted you, though. I did think it was
totally
95. I thought it was 95 for sure, so that was an accidental win.
Really, 94?
94, yeah.
Everything's... Are you going off the single or the album release?
The album.
Also,
the
Pulp
album.
Fiction's got a very firm drop date.
True. Yeah, what was the release date of Pulp Fiction? Google that.
1994. I don't have
You don't have the date.
the exact October 14th, 1994.
But that's closer to 95. Like that's
Yeah, I got
that's
you.
Well,
like
what are we doing
that's
here?
like 9.8. You just round
I'm gonna
up.
give you half credit because I was really
Okay.
strong on 95 as well.
You know what, Andrew? We'll hook you up anyways with a pair of tickets for All Out Motorsports. All right. You hang on 1 second. We'll get you hooked up. 99.7 The Blitz.
Kelly took his answer anyway.
I remember one time we went out and wake up the next morning and I can't find my phone anywhere. And I was like, there's only one place it can be. Let me jump on my laptop real quick for the Find Your Phone app. And there it was, beeping outside of someone's house because I had left it in the Uber.
Oh.
And so I called Uber and was able to get in touch with the driver. I took another Uber to that person's house at like 7 a.m. on a Sunday, woke him up, and got my phone out of the backseat of his car. Thankful I got the phone back. Have you ever left anything inside of an Uber before?
I have never taken an Uber in my life. So
What?
there you go. The answer is no. I have never ordered an Uber. I have never ordered food delivery. Nothing.
What?
I know.
Why?
I don't know because I don't need it. I have my own car. And I don't drink. So I don't ever need to have somebody drive me somewhere.
All right. I guess that kind of makes sense.
And I don't travel either. So it's never been needed. I don't know, Thick. Have you?
No Uber app on the phone? No Uber Eats ad on the
Nothing.
phone?
Zero.
Thick?
I've been in an Uber once.
What in the hell?
Because I went with my son, and he called the Uber.
Really?
Yeah.
Look at us. We're
I drive, man.
It's like an
I just
every
drive.
weekend occurrence for us.
but you guys love to go out and have some drinks and have a good time.
Yeah.
It's like I can see that. I would be using Uber a lot if that's what I was doing.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. It's great if you're drinking.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Save you a lot of trouble for sure. Well, people do leave things, and Uber does get a lot of phone calls.
I bet.
And so Uber just put out a list of the weirdest things that have been left behind.
Oh, Lord.
In an Uber, including a Viking drinking horn.
Nice.
That would be awesome. A turtle. Someone left
a live turtle?
Someone left a turtle behind. Yep. Someone left 2 mattresses. This one I'm trying to figure out.
How?
Right. Does the Uber pull up and you're like, hey, I'm just going to throw these on top of your car real quick. And then how do you forget them? That's what I want to know.
Can you order an Uber pickup truck?
I'm sure you can.
You can order a larger size. I don't know about a pickup truck.
I'm thinking about the mattresses.
Yeah, I don't.
Okay.
A pickup truck isn't a specific category,
Yeah.
but you can get like the Uber X or get a larger vehicle if you have more people.
Okay.
That kind of thing. Someone left behind a DNA testing kit. Someone left behind a traffic cone. All right.
What?
This is something Nora would do because Nora became somewhat popular in the Friends group. It started years ago at Tortuga, a big, huge country festival down in Florida that happens every year. And she took a picture with a traffic cone on her head, and it became a thing. And now everywhere you see a traffic cone, it's going on her head, and she's taking a picture. So I can totally see her walking off with a traffic cone, 100%. Let's see. Someone left behind some hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, gross.
That is disgusting. Someone left behind 10 live lobsters.
I'm not telling. I'm keeping them.
I don't know. You're right. I don't know what you're doing with 10 live lobsters. Are you on your way to, out at a friend's place?
Yeah.
You about to go make some gourmet dinner for someone? Someone left behind divorce papers. That is not something you want to leave behind. You need those. And finally, someone left behind a urinal. I'm not exactly sure what you're doing with a urinal.
Like a real one from a men's room kind of urinal?
It just says a urinal. So what you're doing with that urinal, while you have the urinal, I really have a lot of questions.
Is it the full-length one that goes all the way to the floor? I mean...
Right? Yeah. Was it one of those fun little urinals that shapes like a woman's mouth? It's got the big lips? Like, what? What is it?
Where are you going to the bathroom? I've never seen anything.
You've never
like
seen that before?
No.
Oh, yeah. You ever seen the cutout kegs on the wall before?
No.
You guys need to get out more.
I guess so.
Swear to God. Good Lord. 997 The Blitz. So, growing up, I was just north of 8 Mile in Detroit. 8 Mile is the dividing line. Everything kind of south or south of 8 Mile is Detroit. You know, considered the Detroit city, and then everything else is a suburb. So just outside, it was not a very wealthy neighborhood. In fact, the area I grew up in, known as Cardboard Village, because all the houses were just, cheap little shacks and little ranches, if you will. And in my bedroom, I had a closet, and in the closet was a little square cutout, and that was the access panel to get to the attic.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the attic, wasn't useful. It was all asbestos or foam or whatever they put up there. But right around the opening, you could move the little piece of wood, and you could store a couple things like right there.
Yeah.
And so I used to peek up there as a kid. I could crawl up in my closet and get up in that little hole. And one time I found this long, fairly thick rope. Like a braided rope. No idea why it was in the attic, but I had a great idea because we did have some decent-sized trees in the backyard. So what I did was I took that rope outside, I climbed the tree, and I tied the rope to a branch. And then I went over to the other tree because you know what I could do? I could become Spider-Man, and I could swing on the rope like Tarzan. Yes, absolutely. So that's exactly what I did. Climbed all the way up, tied the rope, went over to the other tree, climbed that tree to get onto a branch, and here I went.
Whoa.
The problem was, I was at the age where I didn't understand geometry and pendulums and the way angles work.
Yes.
So I jumped, I grab onto the rope, and I just go face first into the ground.
Yep.
Too long, the rope's too long.
Yeah, I wasn't high enough up on the rope to clear the ground.
Oh.
And so I'm both hands above my head, and when I come in, my feet click the ground, which makes my face plant, and I just slid along the ground. But I tried it. I survived it.
Survived it.
And now I want to know, 800-821-9970. You can also shoot us a text, 9700. Tried it, survived it. What did you do that you survived? I had another one that I told Thick off the air yesterday. When I was a senior in high school, a friend of mine and I were in a car with two girls, and we were sitting in the back seat, and the two girls were in the front seat. And I go, oh, this will be fun. So I rolled down the window on the expressway.
Oh, this is nuts.
I rolled out the window on the expressway. I crawled out the window. I crawled around the back of the trunk, and then I crawled into the other window.
You are nuts. You had no fear.
Dude, on the freeway, Kelly. He's on the trunk of the car on the freeway.
You got to impress the ladies somehow.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they really?
Thought it was absolutely insane. Can't believe you did that.
I'd be like, that guy's not going to live long. No point falling for him.
Tried it, survived it. Kelly, what you got?
Well, mine has to do with a car as well. I lived off Carl Road on the north end of Columbus. My friends and I were all just getting our driver's licenses, and our one friend Terry had her driver's license, and we really wanted to go to Big Bear down the street at 161 and Carl Road and get donuts. We're like, we got to go get donuts. You know, when you're 16, you got to figure out something to do with your driving skills.
Of course.
So Terry drove behind the wheel, and my friend Lisa and I were like, let's just get on the hood of the car, and she can drive us while we're on the hood. Well, she thinks it's hilarious to just speed up while we're on Carl Road. It's like maybe 25, 35 miles an hour. I can't remember. We are flying, it felt like, down Carl Road, hanging on to the hood of the car and having a blast, like having a total blast. But thinking of that as an adult, I can't believe we did it.
Yeah.
That is the stupidest thing in the world. But then it's just seemed like so much fun.
Jason actually just texted in, surfed on top of my buddy's car while he was driving down the road. Absolutely stupid on my part, but I survived and made some great story now. It absolutely does. I remember one time, back in the senior year of high school, we were big-time rollerbladers. We used to, jump the stairs and grind the rails and all that stuff. And we had a road that had a hill, so you're driving straight, and then, of course, you're going downhill. We sat on the hood of someone's car, and they drive down the road. We had our rollerblades on the ground, so we're basically being pushed by the car. And they got to the hill, and they slammed on the brakes, so we just went shooting downhill on rollerblades. 800-821-9970. Tried it, survived it. What you got? Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Barbara.
Barbara?
Barbara?
Barbara? That's what I meant to say. Barber? You're not a barber. Barbara. Barbara, tried it, survived it. What do you got?
I was actually in a car accident. I was going over the Wonderwood Bridge, and I had a black Mustang kind of like push me over the back, like over the bridge because my tires were split. And I went swirling down the Wonderwood Bridge all the way down the other side, my car banging back and forth from each side. And I ended up at the bottom. And then I drove myself to work.
You tried being a human pinball, and you survived it. Got it.
Wow.
All right. Well, I'm glad you're still here. Thank you so much for the call. Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Brian.
Brian, tried it, survived it. What you got?
We had big wheel races on a 90% hill, and we see who could run up the oak tree the highest on our big wheels. And I won, but I split my head open.
Oh, but you won. That's the important part.
That is absolutely the important part. Love it. Thanks for the call. Blitz, good morning. Who's this? Hello, Blitz. All right. Blitz, good morning. Who's this? Oh, can you turn your radio down for me? I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Sorry.
That's all right. Blitz, who's this?
Stella.
Stella, tried it, survived it. What you got?
So we grew up in the country, had nothing, dirt and sticks. My brothers built a wooden big wheel and used lawnmower tires on the back and like a little bicycle tire on the front. One of our older friends had a car, so we weren't the only ones idiots that done this. We all built stupid things. Tied it to a car.
Yes!
We're riding behind a car. For whatever reason, I don't know, 35 mile an hour. We're barefoot. Put my foot down, and it just, the concrete tore about a quarter inch of my heel off. But I survived it.
You survived it.
We should do that with sleds.
Yeah, that's just one mishap. There's so many.
Yeah, we did sleds behind four-wheelers.
Yeah, we did that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was great.
So your little piggy literally did go wee all the way home.
All the way home.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for the call. Tried it, survived it. We've all done stupid stuff. You look back and you're like, can't believe we survived that.
Yep.
Jeff's on the phone. Jeff, good morning. Tried it, survived it. What you got?
Good morning. I got to do this on the behalf of one of my friends in Strongsville, Ohio. Aside from jumping off the roof using garbage bags to try to survive,
yes!
we decided to try to, with the ramps that we used to make back in the early 80s, they were just 2x4s with a single piece of plywood.
Yep.
We thought that would be
on the milk crate. You put it on the milk crate in the middle of the road. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I owned one of those. We weren't that wealthy. We just stole lumber from nearby neighbors.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so we decided to face one of our ramps up our driveway towards the garage because we thought we might be able to jump high enough to get on top of the roof.
Onto the garage? Oh, my God.
All right, so this is just a regular old ranch home. And it was a spring day, which meant my mom already cut all the rose bushes down, old rose bushes down, so they were like nubs, a foot off the ground. My friend Jimmy decides that he's going to do this, and he jumps, gets the bike way up, right over the gutter line. It flies onto the roof, and he lands into those old rose bushes, man.
Oh,
ouch.
That could not have felt good.
Punctures, and, bruises, scrapes, broken rib, all sorts of stuff. And he gets up, and he wants us to build the ramp taller.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what you do.
Good man.
Well, I used to jump off the roof of the house all the time. Thanks for the call, Jeff. I used to jump off the roof all the time, and I always wanted my mom to safety pin a cape to me.
Yeah.
But I got really mad because she would use the kitchen towel And I'm like, I'm not home sweet home, man. Like, I want to be something more masculine than that. Can you not use that towel, please?
Home sweet home, man.
Nick, good morning. Tried it, survived it. What you got?
Good morning. Hey, I wanted to kind of jump off of your conversation with the rope in the attic. Some friends of mine and I, when we were younger, we decided to build a zip line from the tree into the fence next to our house. Long story short, we built the zip line. Everything's good. My buddy gets on top of the thing, jumps on the zip line. He falls out of the tree, shatters his collarbone, and all of us as kids, we didn't know what to do. We just kind of all looked at each other and then just took off running. We just left him there.
Never leave a man behind.
Everybody's going to be in trouble. Let's just get out of here.
Did he ever speak to you again?
Oh, yeah.
That's great. A homemade
we
zip line.
In the hospital.
Right,
We visited him in
absolutely.
the hospital.
Oh, love it. Thanks for the call. What's that one text you got, Kelly?
Paul says, 7th grade, I wanted to see what electricity would do hooked up to my braces. He said he took the leads onto a 9-volt battery, attached one on the top, one on the bottom, flashed a light, knocked him to the floor.
99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Governor DeWine wants to ban cell phones in schools and says Senate Bill 158 will ensure that Ohio classrooms will be cell phone free. He was joined at the State House yesterday by lawmakers who also support the measure. Well, not only is President Trump closing the loophole that allowed cheap goods to pour into the U.S. duty-free from Chinese retailers like Temu and Shein, he is now tripling the tariffs on those goods. There's an exemption called the de minimis exemption for all packages worth under $800. That's going to completely end, meaning that your goods from Temu and Shein are going to be highly taxed. So let's see here. The White House yesterday bumped the tax to $75 per item, or 90% of their value. That will increase in June, and the White House cited China's retaliatory tariffs in its announcement of that increase. So separately, the Trump administration threatened a 104% tariff on Chinese imports, and that did take effect at 12:01 this morning. So, So Chinese imports are being taxed at 104%. And refusing to back down, China has just imposed an 84% duty on all U.S. goods. So we're going tit for tat here, I guess, with China.
Yeah.
But dozens and dozens of countries are facing tariffs.
There's going to be a lot of upset
so.
women that enjoy ordering their clothes from Temu and Shein.
Yeah, I would really like to know, bottom line it for me. How much more are those goods going to cost? Because they're already so cheap,
right.
Cheaply made and cheaply priced. Like, we know what we're ordering when we're ordering from Shein. It's a big crapshoot.
You get the one wear out of it before it disintegrates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So is it worth paying it more for that? I don't think so, but I don't know. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this. This is a really interesting story. Metallica has announced a new film project called Metallica Saved My Life, and it explores the world of Metallica through the lives of their fans, including the band members themselves. They have supported each other, obviously, for more than 4 decades. They've been through a lot together as a band. Now, the movie isn't quite finished. However, in most of Metallica's upcoming tour stops, there will be an opportunity for a sneak peek in theaters. So if you're thinking, amazing, obviously we're getting Metallica 2 nights for Sonic Temple. So here's a quote from the band. Tickets are available now in all tour cities except Columbus.
Why?
We'll add screenings where possible. If the film's not coming to your city or you can't make it this time, never fear. The full documentary is expected to be released later this year. That's weird.
That is a little weird.
And I mean, it's not like, we're not going to be finished with the movie in time for Sonic, because they are previewing it in Nashville before Sonic Temple and in Canada before Nashville.
Is it because it's a music festival and not a Metallica show?
I wonder if we're going to be getting a viewing at Sonic Temple in some way. That's my question. Is there some like side stage screening of this?
Okay.
I don't know if there's time in the schedule for that, but I feel like it's really weird that you would be showing it everywhere except Columbus, Ohio.
Maybe we're getting a special preview.
A special, maybe on the Wednesday night before Sonic.
Okay.
Maybe.
Fingers crossed.
Well, when it comes to your town where they're playing, I'm sure it's not on the same night they're playing. Is it just a one-night thing, right?
Yeah, it looks like they're selling tickets. So maybe there's going to be like a preview, and they're not.
Yeah, or
ready
like
for
you
it.
said, maybe they set up a little side tent with a blow-up movie screen, and they do.
I mean, I don't
there.
know. That's just my guess. Is I cannot believe they're skipping Columbus with a preview of this movie. There has to be something in the works for it. Because
or like I said, it's because it's a music festival and not a Metallica tour stop. It's something a little different, a little special, but a one-off for the music festival.
I feel like we're going to kick. Remember how the Sonic or Rock on the Range used to be 2 nights, right? It's 2 days,
yeah, and then they had a Friday night.
Had a Friday night, and then we moved to a Thursday night as well. Maybe we're going to go to a Wednesday movie screening.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Who knows? I just think it's an interesting little odd thing that's happening in the world of Metallica. Those are your 3 things.
All right, if you've turned on the news or gone to a movie theater, you may have seen it overflood with teenagers because the Minecraft movie opened up last weekend, and biggest opening ever for a video game movie or a game based on a video. Sorry, my computer's going off. Hold on. $130 million opening.
Yeah,
and
huge.
Now it's up to 300 something, right?
313.
Yeah, absolutely insane.
5 days.
But some people are not happy about it because, teenagers are getting a little rambunctious, and they are causing some issues. And really, a lot of it has to deal with one particular scene in the movie. I've never played Minecraft. I know it has to do with blocks, and you take an axe and you break blocks up, and
You're
can build
building stuff,
build certain things.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. There's one scene where there's like some sort of like wrestling match or something, and a chicken comes out, and then this zombie drops out of a box. It's like a kid zombie, and it lands on the chicken, and Jack Black goes, zombie jockey or chicken jockey. All the kids yell out chicken jockey. And now it's become a thing where they're throwing popcorn, they're splashing drinks.
It's like an immersive experience in the theater now?
One adult took his teenagers and goes, it was absolutely the craziest thing I've ever seen. The only thing I can compare it to is going to see Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's what made me think of.
Right.
Yep.
Because it's interactive. But some kids, there was just a story, some kids are spraying lotion all over the place.
What?
A couple kids ripped up some movie seats. In fact, what movie theater was it?
So in Jersey, I think it was.
In Jersey?
Yeah.
There was a movie theater in Jersey that just said, no teenagers without adults.
Yeah.
They literally put a ban on it. Because they couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah, who wants to clean lotion off seats and floors?
Right.
Gross.
Township Theater.
Township Theater, okay.
But if I'm 13 and I have a chance to just, create some destruction, that sounds like a blast. So...
I'm trying to give a little leeway in that I know what I did as a teenager.
Yeah.
Teenagers will be teenagers. The test of time. They will always be teenagers. But ripping chairs out?
Yeah, you can't do that.
Especially nowadays, how they got the old motorized reclining chairs and how expensive those things are.
Oh, my gosh.
You can't do that. Some popcorn is different than spraying lotion all over the place.
Trying to get your juji fruit to stick to the screen. Right. It's gross, but I can see it happening.
Right. So just be prepared. And here's the thing. With all this publicity, I bet the movie theaters are going to be even more packed this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Because for the kids that missed out on the opening weekend, they want to join in on the fun.
Chicken jockey!
And here's the thing. There are multiple videos posted online, and all you see are kids with their phones up, pointed at the screen. Yeah. It's like a concert where you see everyone in front of you holding their phones up. That's what's like in the movie theater now.
I think they want to be able to record the response when he yells it.
Do you have the video pulled up? Is that what you're pulling up there?
Chicken jockey!
And now everything's flying everywhere. Popcorn, drinks, everything.
So that's your signal to do your damage.
Yes.
Chicken jockey.
Chicken jockey. But why? I don't know. What is chicken jockey? I was reading an article, and it's all based on some meme.
Yeah, it's a kid zombie on a chicken. And he comes down into a fight. He's going to fight.
Right. But why? What's so funny about chicken jockey?
I don't know, man, but I love it. When I yell chicken jockey, things are going to start flying in here.
Yes.
Is that your new
From
catchphrase?
now on.
Is that your new catchphrase? Chicken jockey?
That's right.
Chicken jockey! 99.7 The Blitz.
Not so breaking news. The news already broke. We're trying to put it back together.
Jockey!
Is that your thing?
Now she's throwing stuff.
Throw something every time you hear chicken jockey.
Let's get into your not so breaking news. This first story coming from Yellowstone National Park, where a guest was just sentenced to 7 days in jail and a $750 fine. Rightfully so, because this person decided to ignore all signage and come off the walking trail to get up close and personal within 10 feet of Old Faithful.
Oh,
jeez.
You can't do that.
Nope.
Forget the fact that, they don't want you walking around protected land. That area is kind of sacred and beautiful, and they don't want people trampling around. But also because, it will kill you. It's basically a steam bath. In fact, one of the reasons this was put into place is because a 44-year-old visitor had gotten too close. I'm sorry, a 37-year-old visitor from Maine got too close back in 2021, ended up with second and third degree burns over their body because you get too close.
how about when people fall in the hot springs and just melt
their
whole body? Bye-bye.
It tells you not
Don't
to
do
go
that.
near it.
Don't do
I
it.
need a picture. I need clicks.
Right. I need the clicks. I'm doing it for the gram.
Let me take a selfie.
She's not the only. Multiple people have been arrested for getting too close to Old Faithful. So if you plan on visiting, don't ignore the signs. 1, you will get arrested. 2, you will get fined. 3, you could die or end up with severe burns all over your body. So just don't do it, okay? Second story coming out of, let's see here, Georgia, WTOC News. There was a Georgia man who got a call from his wife. And his wife says, something is wrong. There is a man walking around the house. He's knocking on the windows. I'm scared. And as any man, you'd be petrified. He's at work. He's not at home. His wife and his 5-month-old daughter are home alone. You're going to be absolutely petrified. So you tell him to hang on. Don't do anything. Sit in the bedroom. I'm calling 911. You call 911. Finally, after 3 attempts, someone picks up at 911. And you tell them what's going on. And their response is, yeah. McGriddle.
No.
What did you say? What was that? The 911 operator was placing her McDonald's order while working 911 dispatch.
No.
Oh, you've got to go. You have to go.
Like,
you can't have that job anymore.
Right.
I'm loving it.
You can't do that. Obviously, the police are looking into this, looking into tapes and recordings and finding out what's going on. He goes, I was panicking. My wife was at home alone, my 5-month-old daughter. I don't know what I'm coming home to. Could be disastrous. And she's sitting here ordering a McGriddle. Now, don't get me wrong. I think McDonald's breakfast is delicious.
Yes.
I will do a lot of things and
fresh.
ignore a lot of things to get to a McDonald's breakfast. But if I'm a 911 operator, probably going to pay attention at my job.
You got to stop on the way to work.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't think this person can keep their job after that. That is your not so breaking news. Those are your opening night headliners for Sonic Temple. May 8th, Korn's going to be headlining Thursday night. If you haven't gotten your passes yet, or you want to save, $500 or more for the 4-day GA passes, we've got your chance to win them. That's right. We're giving away a pair of 4-day Stadium GA passes. Tour to the Temple is on. You've got 3 opportunities this weekend, thanks to Buckeye City Motorsports, where you can get those 4-day Stadium GA passes. Plus, you can get registered for that custom Sonic Temple themed guitar from Bud Light. This Friday, Tavern 62 in Harrisburg. Ronnie's going to be there from 8 to 10. On Saturday, I'm going to be out and about with the Blitz for the very first time. Cannot wait. I'm going to be at Pizza Cottage at Tipton Tavern in Powell from 3 to 5. And then again on Sunday at the Bullet Ranch from 1 to 2 with Ronnie Hunter. So lots of opportunities to get out there, get qualified, win those tickets. All right, time for Blitz Therapy, thanks to our friends at Tri-State Men's Health. And this is a good one. No one wants to be that coworker. And I could totally see this happening because this comes from Erica, who stated that I dated a coworker in my department for about a year. It wasn't a fling. It was a full-on relationship. Everyone in the office knew. It was fun. We kept things professional at work until it wasn't. Broke up about 5 months ago. It got kind of messy. There were awkward run-ins, gossip. Eventually, HR actually had to get involved because of some inappropriate DMs that he was sending me after we split. I never wanted it to blow up like this, but sometimes breakups go south. It's very unfortunate. Now, here's the problem. A new coworker started recently in a different department at our company, and we've been kind of bumping into each other, and then we ended up talking. Now we're kind of texting a little. And I kind of feel like a little something. So, what if I kind of begin something with this other coworker? Now, I'm becoming that coworker that dates everyone in the office. But, should I worry about what other people think when I have a shot at real happiness here? And that is her dilemma. So, 800-821-9970, helping Eric out here. Kelly, what do you think?
Well, I don't know how people are meeting people outside of work, so I feel for you because that's where you get to know people. You're spending most of your life at your job, right? Most of your waking hours are spent at work.
Yeah.
That's where you're getting to know people. And if it's a bigger office, maybe that's your dating pool. I don't know. I would say it's messy. You're already experiencing the mess. And if I guess you're willing to do that all over again? I don't know, but it's tough when you get that flutter and those feelings, right? And you're like, oh, I can't stop thinking about this person, and you're willing to risk it, and I really understand that. I mean, the fallout's not going to be pretty, and then what's going to happen when your ex finds out you're dating a new guy? There could be issues.
Office gossip is going to happen no matter what. So, yeah. If you date this person, there's going to be... I dated a coworker once for 9 months. And then it didn't work out. Yeah, things turned a little awkward in the office.
How big was the company?
It was a radio station.
Oh, so not many employees.
No, I dated one of the salespeople for 9 months.
Yeah, that's pretty cozy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a cozy place to feel awkward.
Yeah, you've got, I don't know what, we had 25 people or 30 people working in the building total. So,
but still, I understand it. I don't have a problem with coworkers dating at all, but it can be really dicey.
It can be, absolutely. 800-821-9970, helping Erica out here. She doesn't want to become that coworker, but does she turn down, true feelings? Blitz, good morning. Who's this?
Hi, this is Monica.
Monica, what do you think? Help Erica out here.
Good morning. So I figured I would call in and speak on this because I actually date a coworker.
You currently date a coworker?
I do. We actually met outside of the job, and then he got me a job there, and we've been working together for about 2.5 years.
He sounds a bit controlling, like he just wants to keep you close and keep an eye on you. That's all I'm saying.
No. It actually, I didn't start in the same department as him, so we didn't see each other very often, so it wasn't...
All right, so it's a bigger company.
It wasn't like an HR issue. Now we work in the same department. So we, like he said, keep it professional.
Do you carpool to work and stuff? Oh.
We do, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not a horrible scenario to be in. What I would say is, coming from an environment where you are dating a coworker, obviously, because if you're still working with that first person that you're in a relationship with, that could get hairy for you.
Yeah. It just sounds like a lot of drama, but also maybe it's worth it.
I can't say no. Like, I would be totally into it.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, but let's be honest here. Obviously, it's a bigger size building. So, how many rooms of the building have you explored with your significant other?
Oh, no.
Don't lie.
Break room.
Don't lie. You liar. There's no way you work in the office with your significant other and, the boss isn't there. Forget that boss. I hate him. I know what we can do.
Right.
Just put it out there.
It gets about a lot, but,
It doesn't happen.
Right. Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate
the
it.
job pays pretty well.
Oh, you don't want to mess that up. Okay.
right.
Yeah. Fair enough.
No.
Well, I appreciate the call from firsthand experience. Thank you so much.
That's why I asked you how big the place was you worked. I think if you have a bigger company and, you're in different departments, it's fine. But in your situation, it's when you break up. That's where the problem is, because now you're seeing this person every day.
All the time,
and that's
right.
where it gets awkward.
Yep.
But if you're in different departments, not a big deal.
800-821-9970. Help Erica out. You can also shoot us a text, 99700. It's 997 The Blitz. Blitz Therapy brought to you by Tri-State Men's Health, trying to help out Erica, who a while ago dated a coworker in her department for about a year. It was a relationship, but it didn't work out. Well, now there's a new coworker in a different department. They've been talking, they've been texting, and she actually feels a little something, but she doesn't want to become that coworker that's known for just dating around the office. People are going to gossip. It happens. Blitz, good morning. Steve, you're dating a coworker currently.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How's it going?
It's going good, man. By the way, first let me say, man, I love the show.
Oh, thank you. We appreciate that, man.
Yeah, so I am an HR nightmare.
Okay.
And I'm dating the HR lady.
Oh, nice move.
That's just smart.
Yes.
If you know you're an HR nightmare and you're going to get in trouble,
Yeah.
just give it to the HR lady, make her happy at night, all is well. You don't have to worry about a thing. We're just going to forget about that report, right? Yeah. That's all you got to do. So, but people at work know, like it's out in the open?
No. Some people know. Not everyone does.
Is it a bigger company where it's easier to hide?
No.
Oh. So you guys drive your own cars, you don't show up to work together, you leave at separate times, you kind of just leave outside of work.
Yeah. I'm in her office on every break. We have lunch together every day.
Okay, man, everybody knows.
Yeah, you think nobody knows.
It's obvious. You're being talked about behind your back, just so you know.
Yeah, everybody probably knows.
Good move, though. I really like it.
Yeah, no, I'm all about it.
Once in a while, I'll go in her office and, cop a little feel. just to get through the day, whatever helps, right?
Does she report you to herself?
Right, I was going to say she's going to write up her own report to you from herself.
Yes, she has had to write me up on multiple occasions.
That is great. Love it. Thanks for the call, Steve. Blitz, good morning. Hi, who's this?
It's Bill, bud.
Bill. All right, Bill. Dating a coworker. Have you done it before? Are you currently doing it?
No, but it sounds like she company hoe to me.
Sounds like what?
She's the company hoe.
The company.
Well, and that's what she was worried
That's what
about.
she's worried about. Absolutely. Thanks for the call, man. Text rolling in left and right.
We have different variations on don't dip your pen in the company.
Yeah.
That's been coming
in quite a
bit.
lot of people are saying that. I like this version. Don't find your honey where you make your money. That's a good version.
There you go.
How about this? My husband hired his mistress, too. Good luck, sis.
Oops.
Oh, ouch.
Let's see. People are going to talk either way, so do what makes you happy, girl. That's what Tammy says.
All right.
Chris says, sounds like life is throwing you the same curveball and you're refusing to learn from it. You'll repeat the lessons until you learn. Dating coworkers is unnecessary drama and a definite no in my perspective.
Okay. That's an interesting way of looking at it.
Yeah. I guess my thought is, if you don't go out and party or drink or whatever, where do you meet people outside of work? Like, that's kind of the dating pool for a lot of people, I feel like.
No, absolutely, because then otherwise you're jumping on an app of some sort.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Because it really is different nowadays, where you're not really approaching a woman in the grocery store.
Yeah,
because
no.
nowadays it comes off, can
That's
come
creepy,
off a little
yeah.
creepy.
Yeah.
And
But I forgot about the apps, of course. That's where people are meeting.
And it's really interesting what comes off as creepy, because if the woman is single and finds you attractive, then she's probably going to reciprocate you talking to her.
Right.
However, if she's not, it can instantly turn into a bad situation
Right.
where you're, quote, harassing her or something may come up.
Yeah.
So it's an iffy line to walk for sure. What you got over there, Thick?
Jackie says dated a couple or a coworker and been married to him now for 25 years. Though we don't work together anymore, love is worth the chance.
Okay.
I mean,
I kind of agree with that.
Yeah.
I do. Amanda says, don't get your meat where you make your bread.
Where you make your bed. Oh, I love this one. I work for myself and I'm sleeping with the boss.
Yeah, there you go. I would say, real quick roundtable here, I'm going to give you the American Idol vote. I would say go for it.
Yeah.
If you have a chance at happiness,
Yeah.
don't, even if it doesn't work out, who cares? Give it a shot.
Any relationship might not work out.
Right. Forget it.
Yeah, it might be messy, but honestly, I mean, if you like the guy, who cares? I think the risk is worth it.
I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
There you go, Erica. It's 99.7 The Blitz.
And now, the 3 things you need to know before you go.
Well, how about this? The National Weather Service is confirming that a tornado touched down in Franklin County during a storm last month. Experts say a weather system that moved through on March the 30th spawned an EF0 near Obetz. The tornado likely touched down south of 270 and west of Lockbourne Road, moving along the ground for about 2.5 miles. They had trees uprooted, some structures north of Groveport Road at Enchanted Mobile Home Park were damaged. Sarah Wynne Williams, a former Facebook employee who alleged misconduct and sexual harassment at the company, she published a memoir last month, so that was pretty big. She's going to be testifying before Congress today. That Meta executives undermined U.S. national security and briefed Chinese officials on emerging technologies like artificial intelligence. So I guess in her introductory statement that's been provided to the press, Wynne Williams will tell the Senate Judiciary Subcommittee on Crime and Counterterrorism that Meta executives repeatedly undermine U.S. national security in secrets to win favor with China and build an $18 billion business in that country. So basically, they handed over U.S. secrets in order to secure themselves a nice, juicy business in China.
Wow.
Yeah, I wonder what they mean by U.S. secrets. I mean, obviously, they have a ton of data about its citizens, us, that we share. And I'm sure somewhere in the fine print it says we can do with it as we wish.
I mean, does that make you a traitor?
I don't know. It says that they were briefing Chinese officials on emerging technologies like AI. Like things that we were working on in the U.S., they were sharing
because they're probably
with China.
very hands-on in that category, working with other companies. So,
Yeah, I just think it's funny that Mark Zuckerberg was really into getting TikTok banned because it was owned by China.
Right.
It's like, weren't you just handing over secrets to China?
Well,
like
yeah,
2
but
years
if
ago?
TikTok gets banned, Reels go through the roof.
That's
and, of
right.
course, he owns
I mean,
that.
You can see
so.
why. It's all a big lie.
Money, money, money.
All right. Speaking with Indian podcaster Raj Shamani, Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates said his 3 children, daughter Jennifer Gates, who's 28, son Rory Gates, who's 25, and daughter Phoebe Gates, who's 22, will inherit less than 1% of his enormous wealth when he dies. And before you feel bad for the kids, 1% of Bill Gates' wealth is about $1 billion. So they're getting that money, all right? They're just not getting the $101.2 billion that he's worth.
Him and his wife decided a long time ago,
Yes.
and they have actually started a collective, if you will, with other billionaires and multi-millionaires to dedicate their money when they pass to charities.
Yes.
At least the majority of it.
Yes.
And so that's what he's doing with his money.
That's what he's doing. That's what Warren Buffett is not giving
on
his
board.
money to his kids. I mean, he said he'll absolutely provide for their education, etc. But I guess this Indian podcaster said basically in India, parents believe their duty is to make and save everything to hand over to their children. So he was quite shocked at American millionaires and billionaires who aren't going to be doing the same thing.
Right.
And he asked why. And Bill Gates said, hey, I mean, it's simple. My kids got a great upbringing, very privileged education, and they'll get a part of my fortune, but they're not getting it all because I want them to have a chance to make their own way,
do their
to
own thing,
figure out their own. Yeah, to make their own money.
And it's not like none of these
success.
None of these kids are taking over Microsoft.
None of them.
They're all doing their own thing.
They want to do their own thing.
So this came up before the show started because we were all reading the news and this came up. And Thick, you said what?
I said only 1%. I would give my kids a lot more than 1% of my fortune.
Even if 1%'s $1 billion?
Yeah, no, I get that. You could give them, split up 10% between them. You still have $90 billion you're going to give to charities. And it's just, I don't know, it's silly to me. I'm going to die. So, I mean, what do I care? Yeah, take it, kids. Have the greatest time of your life. I'm good with that.
I just want to know, but my argument is, well, what can't you do with $1 billion that you can do with $3 billion?
Who knows? I don't know.
Like, if you can do some good with this money.
Yeah.
Do some good. But you're still giving them $1 billion.
I mean, that's an insane amount of money that your father has made. And it's like, those are very rare people that are worth over $100 billion. So, I mean, it's just.
If I was handed $1 billion to split with my two siblings, we have three of us, I'm literally never working again the rest of my life. Like that result that you don't want is going to happen with $1 billion. You're like, I want them to make their own way. No, you've made their way by handing them $1 billion.
That's the thing. You could at 25, you could easily live the rest of your life on $1 billion.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so will your children and your grandchildren.
Right.
It's what they call generational money. It's going to be passed down for generations.
Yeah, what incentive is there to do your own thing unless you're really internally driven?
Right.
I feel like, I mean, you act like you're causing them to have to work. You're not.
No,
$1 billion means your kids are going to be extremely well off for the rest of their lives.
Right. I can tell you this. My brother's in the same, not predicament, the same scenario. Now, he's not worth $110 billion, but he absolutely is worth more money than any of us can dream of. And he has said, both his kids they're getting some. They're gonna be well taken care of, but he's not just handing over his entire fortune to both kids.
But you mentioned Wexner. He's only going to give them a college tuition. Know what you said?
Wexner.
Who'd you say?
Warren Buffett.
Warren Buffett. I'm sorry.
No, he said he would pay for their college tuition and make sure they're set up to have a successful life, but that he does want them to find a way in the world to make their own money, to be driven to make their own money.
I would be driven to spend money.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I would be a little peeved. Here's the thing: if my parents were worth, let's say, $100,000, and they only gave me 1%, I was like, you can't give me a little more than that?
Yeah, right. $1,000.
Yeah, come on, you can do a little better than that, can't you?
I'll give you $10,000.
But $1 billion, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, you're gonna be fine.
It's gonna be a-okay. So go ahead and donate the rest.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
All right, those are your three things.
Now, let's see if we can learn you something. Sit up and pay attention.
Yeah, let's make you a little bit smarter than you were when you woke up this morning. If you like to cook like I do, I did not know all of this about black pepper. I love black pepper.
Oh, I do too.
Oh, I douse my food in pepper.
I'll take it over salt any day.
Oh, 100%.
I like to grind my own.
Yep.
If I can, and seasoned pepper.
Black pepper is not actually pepper. They're the cooked, unripe, dried fruit of the Piper nigrum vine. Green pepper is the uncooked version, and white pepper is the ripe fruit seeds. And Szechuan peppercorns are the dried berries of the prickly ash tree, which is a member of the citrus family. But these kinds of peppers are the OGs. It was later in the 16th century when people began using pepper to also mean New World Capsium chili pepper, and those include, the hot, sweet, and bell peppers.
Okay, so what is, when you want just salt and pepper, what is that pepper?
That pepper is the unripe dried fruit of the Piper nigrum vine.
I guess how's it different, I guess, is what I'm... But that's regular pepper.
Right.
You don't have to say it again.
Right.
But yeah, look, if you ask...
I said it real carefully.
I know, and that was fine, but I'm just saying. So that's what I'm getting if I say, yeah, I'd like salt and pepper.
Yes.
Okay.
Or you can go into the restaurant and say, please give me the bottle of dried fruit of the Piper nigrum vine.
And that is black pepper.
Black pepper.
I could have swore the container says black pepper on it that I put in the pepper shaker.
It does.
Which is different than the black pepper that I use in the grinder.
Well, because a lot of times the grinder ones come with like white pepper mixed in, like it's got the different types of pepper as opposed to just black pepper.
Okay.
Yeah. The town of Ixonia in Wisconsin got its name when people there couldn't agree on a name, so they just put a bunch of letters together.
What? No, come on.
Just grabbed a bunch of letters. Here, this is the name of it. How do you pronounce that? Ixonia. Talk about giving up. Isaac Newton.
That's hilarious.
Isaac Newton was the first person to recognize that the rainbow was divided into 7 distinct colors. Which seems kind of odd, because it seems like anyone who looked at a rainbow would be like, oh, he's just credited with the first person to sit there. Or maybe sometimes you see a rainbow and it looks like it only has 4 colors or 5 or 6, but when you see the full rainbow, it actually has 7 distinct colors in it.
Okay.
Glenn Frey from the Eagles.
Yes.
One of my favorite Eagles songs, Life in the Fast Lane. Love this song.
Yeah, great tune.
He actually got the idea for the song when his drug dealer called The Count used that phrase when they were driving together. And his drug dealer said something about life in the fast lane, and he goes, you know what? That'd make a great song.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he did, because this is a really good song.
Yeah.
Turn it up. This could be my favorite Eagles song. I'm trying to think of what other Eagles song would top this one.
I mean, Hotel California's got to be up there.
Yeah, but I like this one better. Let's see. Greatest hits. I'm trying to see what else might be on there. Take It Easy is good, yeah. Desperado's great.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Those shoes.
Yeah. Take It to the Limit, of course. But yeah, this is my favorite Eagles song. Yeah. All right, finally, we're all fart. It's a known fact. In fact, we learned not that long ago that the average person farts between 16 and 23 times a day, which seems like a lot.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. But when you do fart, it's coming out about 10 feet per second. You're traveling, or your fart is traveling, at 7 miles per hour. I would really love to stand in front of one of the sensors on the road signs they put out, the digital readout that tells you how fast you're going when you're in a zone where they're like, slow down, you're going too fast. I just want to stand right in front of the sensor and see if it picks up 5, 6, or 7 miles an hour. I would love it if the number 6 just popped up on that digital screen.
That's hysterical.
That'd be pretty great. There you go, learning you some stuff on a Wednesday morning, 99.7 The Blitz.